Hey everybody, Sean Childs, your friend, your neighbor, your real estate expert, 10x real estate marketing and coaching. We're here today at actually a property, and the big question becomes is, hey, you know what? Today I'm actually getting ready to close. I'm going to closing on the property tomorrow. What exactly do we have to do next in order for us to close on this property? We actually watched as we went from here, from doing coming soon to actually doing an open house on the property. Then we actually went from the open house and we went actually for sale just to see if there's anybody else interested. And then we actually went from there to actually under contract. So now that we're under contract, we're actually one day before the closing. Tomorrow is going to be our closing on this property. What are the things that we need to look at, whether we're a buyer or a seller? On the buy side, the first thing we're going to do is make sure we got all our ducks in a row for the mortgage. We're also going to get a payoff number, a number that we're going to have for a check we're going to have to bring to the closing, which usually you're not going to get until the day before, the day of the closing. You're going to have to go to a bank and get a certified check. The check has to be certified so that when the attorney deposits it, it's cash. The next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that prior to the closing, probably the day, it's several days before, you're going to get notified that you're going to need to put the utilities in your name to start on the day that you're going to close. In addition to that, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to want to get all the services lined up in your name on the day that you're going to take ownership of the property. So what about on the sell side? What does that seller have to do? The seller has to make sure that property is ready to go. It's broom swept clean. They're also going to make sure that they get all the payoff numbers for their different services and to get a final meter reading on the water, the sewer, and any other service that they're getting provided. As a courtesy, that seller may actually create a list of all the service providers, like the landscaper, and all the people that they love to use as a pool guy or whoever they use to maintain that house. They may want to leave the buyer a list of that stuff on the counter or something like that, so that the buyer doesn't have to go crazy, especially if they're moving in from outside the area. And then, what is the most important thing to get to? Get to the sold. How do we get to the sold? We got to make sure that at the closing table, everybody is getting what they were told they were going to give and get at the table. In many cases, at the final walkthrough, maybe somebody put a hole in the wall trying to get a piece of furniture out of the property, or something off the wall happened. Who's responsible? The seller of that property is responsible up until the day of closing, until they get the actual check to the other person and they give them the keys. So in this case, we're actually collecting up the keys, the garage door openers, and all that stuff. We're going to go to the mortgage guys, and we're going to go where the attorneys in the state of New Jersey, at least, and we're going to give all that information there so that when the buyer actually buys and signs on the dotted line, and they give the check to the seller, they're going to give them the keys and give them the garage door openers and everything they need. By the way, as a buyer of a new property, even though you get a set of keys and they may give you 3, 15, 12 keys, whatever it is, I highly, highly suggest that you change the locks on the property. Unless they've been recently changed by a developer or a builder for some reason, I would highly suggest that you get a new set of keys for the property and have somebody come in and key all the new locks and key them all the same, so that you know for sure nobody's walking around with your keys. Because we actually give people sets of keys. The contractor will have a set of keys. Your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, there's a set of keys buried under their frog or something like that on the front lawn. Whatever the case is, you just don't want those keys floating around. You want to know it's the new owner. It's You're going to invest in you're investing in the security of your family and your future by simply getting a set of keys. So again, Sean Chalice, 10x Real Estate Marketing and Coaching. We're the only company in the world that actually coaches the consumer on how to buy, sell, or invest in a home. You want to find out more about buying a home or selling a home in this area, how to find out how to sell your home on your own without paying expensive fees, and you want to get a guarantee. You see, traditional old school real estate was you either hired an agent or you went and you became a vulnerable for sale by owner, is what we call it. What's a vulnerable for sale by owner? The last thing you want to do is bring people in your home that you have no idea who they are, where they came from, if they're qualified, if they're not. The last thing you want to do is put your personal cell phone and your email address out in the general public, because after that property is sold, your information is still out there in the virtual reality forever and ever. So if you want to find out how to market and sell your home without actually using your personal cell phone or your email address, but communicating to the buyers directly, get in touch with us. We're going to show you a little secret on how to do that. Again, we offer a service where we can either help you to sell it yourself, do it with you, or do it for you. And all of those, unlike the other two that I mentioned, it's 100% guaranteed. We're the only company in the world that offers 100% guarantee that you're going to sell your house. Get in touch with us, 10x Real Estate Marketing. Look for us. We are the industry's market disruptor, and we are going to here to help you to get your home on the market, get it sold as quickly and as efficiently as possible with the least amount of fees and the least amount of stress. Look forward to seeing on the other side. If you're a buyer, we have tons of service that we can offer you. Reach out to us. Let us know. Thanks.